kind of unusual. You're a construction company, and the folks that I usually work with, they're all over the board as far as type of industries. But one of the things I really try to coach them on is you need to change your mindset of how you see your company. Your company really, it's incumbent upon it to actually start to see your company as a multimedia publishing house, not a construction company in your case. But why? What's going on with you? What convinced you? And then that's a totally different set of skills and direction from where you started 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I mentioned that to our team too, is that we're a media company first and construction company second. And to some extent,
think of the statement you just said. There's a big mind shift there. Let's spend some time developing that, because the folks that are listening, I think they're feeling it, but maybe that conversation hasn't really gone around in some of their heads, and it'd be interesting to hear what that sounded like in yours.
Yeah, so it's like, I get it. So when I started learning all this stuff, because I've done, like I said, a bunch of personal development, business courses, all sorts of stuff, and this is stuff that's taught all over the place. But it's true, like you hear, you don't do anything with it. We started doing it pretty quick. To me, it just made sense. And on that action, I'm like, I didn't even know what a podcast was. I remember it was one of my employees. She's like, do you listen to podcasts? I'm like, no, not really. What are podcasts? And she's like, here's a podcast. 6 weeks later, we had a podcast. we just made it happen, right? And it had nothing to do with construction. It was the Conscious Living podcast I'd mentioned earlier with my wife and I. But that was kind of the beginning of, okay, there's potential in this. But what's interesting is that when you become a media company first, when you start to educate others, right? That's how you gain trust, is to teach people how to do things. Whether they hire you or not, it's a way of giving back to the industry, whatever industry you're in. That's the way I see it. We're going to put all this content out there. Most of the people who listen to our stuff will not ever spend a dime with us. And we're okay with that, because we're putting it out there, and there's other ways. We don't need everybody to hire us or spend money on us. That's not why we're doing it. One of the biggest takeaways that we get from it is that it forces us to be at the top of our game. So by us putting our neck out there and telling people or teaching people certain things about construction, interviewing people, whatever it may be, it forces us to be better, because one, we need to find the best of the best, and we need to know what we're talking about when we're on camera. Whether it's myself or my team, I'm the one on camera for the most part, but my team is on camera on the site as well, right? So it keeps them on top of their game, because all of a sudden Brian shows up with the camera and he wants them to talk about the project and they need to know what they're talking about. So it forces us to just be better every single day and to stay in touch with what's happening in our industry right now.
Hey, thanks for watching these Golden Nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat Golden Nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you want to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.
Amazing, right?